Website of the Ghana Football Association.
Okay.
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Now this is the headline.
Okay.
GFA, NLA, and Rambel launch World Cup Bonanza to fly 220 fans to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now the story reads: the Football Association has announced a groundbreaking partnership. Nathan, underline the word. A groundbreaking partnership with the National Lottery Authority and lottery company Rambel to give 220 Ghanaian supporters the opportunity to attend the 2026 FIFA World Cup in North America. The initiative, officially launched at the GFA headquarters on Tuesday, November 4, 2025,
Sporty
will see fans participate in a national raffle campaign dubbed World Cup Bonanza. The colorful event was graced by President of the Ghana Football Association, Ket Edwin Simeon Ukreku, the Director General of the NLA, Mohammed Abdul Salam, and Roxin Konde, representing the board chair of Rambel. Also in attendance were prominent Ghanaian influencers: Afronita, Fela Makafui, Kalije, Wofake, GH Hyper, Kobiche, Ame Aldebra, Nanake, SDK. As the matter comes, I'm expecting these influencers to participate the same way they participated at the launch. Let's continue.
But on a lighter note, why is it that they have a lot of K's in their names?
Now let me continue.
I'm just curious, really.
Okay, let's go. Afronita,
she doesn't have K.
Fela Makafui,
There's K.
Kalije,
K.
Wofake, GH Hyper, Kobiche, Ame Aldebra, Nanake,
and
SDK.
Charlie, I'm adding it to my next verse. The next rap I'm dropping, I'm adding all their names.
Additionally,
Anyway, that's just on a lighter note, yes.
popular entertainers like Dr. Laiki, Checheku, Dance God Lloyd,
Yeah.
have also been enlisted to spearhead the campaign to help drive national engagement for the World Cup Bonanza initiative. Speaking at the launch, President of the Ghana Football Association, Ket Edwin Simeon Ukreku, highlighted the importance of the initiative in recognizing the passion and unwavering support of Ghanaian fans. Having ensured that Ghana will be at the Mundial, it is important for us at the FA not to think about ourselves, but to think about the country, especially the 12th man, he said. Quote, we didn't qualify alone. We cannot go to the World Cup alone. The supporters must come with us. With the full support of the NLA and our partners, Rambel, we now have an amazing opportunity to bring fans along on this incredible journey. The World Cup Bonanza embodies the campaign spirit. Quote, play more, win more, and experience football's biggest stage. Beyond offering unforgettable experiences, the project also aims to reinvest into Ghana's sporting development through the Good Causes Fund. Then they give you the procedures to participate. You buy a ticket, you dial *899*. Winners will enjoy a subsidized flight. Nathan, this is what the winners will get to. Winners will enjoy a subsidized flight, free accommodation, match tickets for Ghana's 3 group games, and comprehensive visa application support. The initiative marks a significant milestone in fan engagement and national pride by giving Ghanaians the chance not to only support the Black Stars from the stands, but also share in the global excitement of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Nathan, I end the story there. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan, I was sitting somewhere quietly, drinking my attire, when I received a distress call.
You are drinking what?
Attire.
Hey!
As I brought it from Morocco.
He says he didn't bring anything like. So where did you get it?
Nathan, I was quietly.
You haven't answered the question. Where did you get attire?
I'll show you after. I'll show you after.
Hey!
Nathan, do you know that allegations have been made against Rambel, against the FA, against the NLA by supposed winners of this draw, that they have been hoodwinked? Allegations spanning from they confirming to them. In fact, when I say they, Rambel confirming to they, the winners, that indeed they have won. They themselves watch the draw on TV, on live TV, specifically UTV, They watched the draws. They saw their numbers being drawn. They even got calls confirming that indeed they had won and that they were going to be on the next flight to United States and Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the winners, and this one, I'm speaking based on allegations that have been put before me by the winners. They have now been told that the bonanza has been cancelled. These are winners who invested sums of about 15,000 cedis, 20,000 cedis, 19,000 cedis, because the campaign was about play more, win more. Now, these Ghanaians are telling me, in fact, they claim that after winning, and after they were told that they had won, and after they were taken through a few processes here and there, they have now been told that the raffle has been cancelled because of low patronage.
Hey!
Because of that, they cannot be taken to America again. Now, these disgruntled winners, numbering 24, are saying that they invested heavily in this bonanza. For them to be told it's not happening, what happens to their money?
Yeah.
What happens to their investment?
Yeah, that's true.
So they're asking questions, and we're also asking questions this morning. You see, the NLA, National Lottery Authority, and the Director General, Alhaji, I know Alhaji is fasting, I don't want to disturb you. Alhaji must be interested in the development as at now, because his National Lottery Authority gave credibility to this draw, this bonanza. The Ghana Football Association must be concerned, because again, it was under the flag of the GFA, even their headquarters, that this event was held. So the GFA must realize that there's a need for urgent attention with regards to what the organizer of the lottery is doing with those they picked as winners. If they don't know, I'm bringing it to their attention. They must be concerned about what is happening with regards to this particular World Cup Bonanza. 220 Ghanaians, how many have been picked so far? That short code that was receiving the entries, how much money had they raised so far? They must be concerned. Whoever is auditing this draw must be concerned. The FA must know that because they gave credibility to this bonanza, the good people of Ghana jumped on board.
Yeah, that's true.
The NLA must know that because they gave oxygen to Rambert to breathe, they have gained the trust of Ghanaians because of the work they put in for them. Okay. And so, these two entities must, as a matter of urgency, address the issues of the supposed winners. Now, Nathan, do you know what is again interesting?
Okay.
These winners, through their lawyers, have sent a petition to the Sports Ministry, I'm told.
Okay.
And the Sports Ministry has promised thorough investigation into the matter. Nathan, I have heard from a lot of Ghanaians who took part in this draw, and they are weeping. Look, some of them have gone to the extent of calling on the president to help them redeem their packages. It is not a joke. You see, they feel they have been hoodwinked. They feel they have been scammed. They feel the raffle, as it stands, has taken away from them and has not given them back what was promised.
That's true.
So they want to take the legal route to address this matter. So the lucky 220, look, if Rambert feel there's no problem anywhere, they should come out and tell Ghanaians the state of affairs. Has the raffle been cancelled? Has the bonanza been cancelled? Is it still ongoing? Who are the winners? What have you done for the winners? Okay? This is what we should get to. And you see, I am happy that whilst I'm talking about this, my good brother Imota has done a good job by bringing one of the winners online.
Yes, and you're right. We have a gentleman joining us by name Hansen Nana Edu. He's one of the winners. Let's try and get an understanding of what exactly Raymond is talking about, and then we'll proceed from there. Mr. Edu, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM.
Thank you, sir, and regards to your listeners as well.
Thank you so much for your time. Commiserations, this must be a very tough time for you. Can you just take us, let's start from the very beginning. How did you hear of this 220, Lucky 220 World Cup Bonanza. How did you hear of it? Where did you first hear of it?
Okay. We heard of it through UTV when it was launched in November or October.
Okay.
So I was there when a friend called me that, oh, Charlie, there is an opportunity out there. I mean, if you are not if you are not part of any supporting, fraternity, you can even stake this lotto. And if you win, you stand the chance of going to cheer the blaster up in USA, Mexico, and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was that, in fact, I wasn't really interested. So I stick for my wife and then my son.
Okay.
And it got so good, they won. Because what they were saying on air when they were launching was that if you want to stand the highest opportunity to win, you have to stake more.
Mm-hmm.
So I did so by staking 15,000 each for my wife and my son.
15,000 each.
Exactly.
Okay. Can you just explain to me, if you say that you took part, how did it work? What's the procedure? If you say you were staking an amount of 15,000, did you buy 15,000 tickets, or just explain that part to me so we all understand?
So what happens is that you have to go online. I mean, and then use the short code *899#.
Okay.
Then you follow the prompt.
Okay.
Yes. So when you follow the prompt, it gives you the stages how you want to stake. National Lotteries is having a similar platform for the current, system if you want to stake a lotto.
Okay.
They have a short code as well. So that is what I followed. In fact, my son did it by himself because he's, educated. He just finished tech.
Okay.
Yes. So he did it himself and then did it for the mom. And that is how come we ended up staking that 15,000 each. That we got this opportunity.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Please, I'm listening.
No, please go ahead. I wanted you because you finish and then I can ask my next question.
So when they won, that same instant when they were actually mentioned on telly, UTV, a lady called to congratulate them for winning the lottery.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the next day they will be called, and then a link will be given to them to follow, so that at least they put in all their details that is needed. And also they made it clear to them that their slot is non-transferable, meaning as they've won, if they know they are not going to go, they can't transfer it to anybody at all.
Okay. Which
was part of the contract. So when you go to that link, it's a contract to say that you've won an NLA and how do you call it, Rambo and Youth Force will be taking you to the USA to also witness the match.
Mm-hmm.
And the package is a round trip ticket.
Okay.
And then a 3-match ticket. And then an accommodation.
Okay.
Yes.
So those are so you are promised a round trip, accommodation, and 3-match tickets, i.e. Ghana's 3 group games.
Exactly.
Okay.
So after that, if you want to watch any other matches, then you have to take care of your own costs. So they did that. So they were there following all the processes. They were asked to try and go for their police clearance certificate, go for US standard passport picture. So they went to Dankwa Circle to take the picture over there, and they did all this. There were a lot of things that they were even requesting for, which my wife had to go to Kumasi to get those informations and all that.
Okay.
You can imagine the stress she went through.
Yes, I can imagine.
So then the next minute, we were there when they called again that they are actually encountering low patronage in the whole process. So they are calling it off. Then I said, why? Okay, if you are calling it off, I have no grudge with you closing down your business. But what this due me has to be given to me. As you said it in the contract. They said, no, and that was it. It's like just that was it.
I see.
Nothing was given.
So you're saying that the organizers called to tell you that they were not following through with the draw because there was low patronage. You in turn asked for a refund of all that you had invested into it.
In fact, we did not ask for a refund because the understanding behind Lotto is when I win, if I stick in a Lotto and I win, I'm being given whatever reward attached to the win.
Okay.
So if I've won a Lotto, I don't see the reason why I have to ask you to refund my money.
Okay.
You know, so all that we're asking was, give us our package. And this, we didn't even know the number of people that has won until we went to National Lotteries to present our petition. That we met a couple of guys and we got the information that almost about 24 people won this whole lottery that was organized.
And all of them are facing the same problem.
All of them. So even currently as we speak, we are even praying and hoping that all those people involved will all come on board. They will champion for this demand. But currently we are 8 in number that we are looking for what is due us. Yes.
Okay. So you mentioned that you went to the NLA to submit your petition. Were you able to submit the petition? And what did the NLA tell you?
Okay. So we submitted the petition and it was stamped. You know, what we do is that we always do 2 copies. So when we submit to you, you stamp yours and we see to you that you stamp what we are also having in our custody. So it was stamped as well. And then we took a copy. We were even asking them. We thought Rumble is in the same compound with NLE. But when we went there, they said they are not here. We asked them where their location. They were not ready to tell us. So we moved on to GFA. At that time, GFA was also on break for the Christmas, festivities. So we couldn't get them as well. So we went to Ministry of Youth and Sports. There it was received and stamped. Then we all migrated to this 2026. We were expecting to hear something from them. We're not hearing anything. So we finally resort to a lawyer. And then the lawyer wrote a petition as well to all these institutions. So Ministry of Youth and Sports set a committee, which was communicated to us by the lawyer, that a committee has been set by Honorable Kofi Adams. And we said, okay. So we waited for about 2 weeks. We're not hearing anything. He kept on calling to the ministries. And anytime he calls, what they tell him is that, the committee has not, done with their findings yet. So then he asked them, what is the timeline for their work? That also was not given. So he came back to tell us that, look, this is what the ministers normally use to buy time when they have, issues with the public. So I will suggest we go to court. And we agree to that. So we are on process to address it in that regard. But we also felt that we need to let the public also know what we are going through as far as NLA, GFA, Ministry of Youth and Sports, Rambo, Caritas, and our Honorable Deputy Finance Minister, Ampem Nako, who actually also threw his weight behind the whole process when they were launching. So we thought all these dignitaries behind the whole thing makes it authentic, but little did we know that this is, I will say, when I say this, I shouldn't say that. Yeah. I feel it's a scam. Little did we know the whole thing that they are doing is a scam. Because if it is not, like you rightly said when you were making your submission, that at least they have to come out to tell us what is happening. Yes, you've said that you've called off the whole bonanza. But then what happens to those that have won? And the monies that we've pumped in. One particular lady stake almost 19,000 Ghana cedi. Others stake 8,000.
Wow.
Others 6,000. Others 3,000. When you watch us when we were being called upon Danko Kurobo's show, at that instant when we were even mentioning the figures that we've invested in this whole bonanza, it was almost 60,000. Just the few, just the 4 or 5 of us. So let's ask ourselves that those chunk of people that also participated and did not win, where is their money? And those that won also, where is their money? So this is our grievance, and we are pleading to the first gentleman of the state, which is our president, John Dramani Mahama, to intervene in this for us, because I know if we also get the opportunity to go out there to cheer our Black Stars, surely we are going to come out victorious, for the state.
Yeah.
We didn't intend going for free, as they are going to do for the others. I mean, they are going to use the taxpayers' money to transport people to go for free. But we said, look, if you are doing a lottery, we need to also put in our quota for you to also raise some fund to support, the expenses you are going to incur on us. We did not stick 20 cedi. We did not stick 40 cedi. But we did 15 cedis each. Others did more than that. So please, Mr. President, we are on our knees. We are begging you. We are begging you, as nationals, that you are leading us. When we have an issue, we expect an immediate intervention. Thank you.
So, in all of this, am I to assume that you haven't heard anything from Rambel? Are there any contacts you have tried calling and all of that?
In fact, the number that the lady used to call us, when you call, it says the number doesn't exist. They only use the number. And you see, one thing that makes me feel that the thing is a scam is that even the link they give us to put in our details has been blocked.
The link has been blocked.
The link has been blocked. The lady that called us, it's just unfortunate that I've forgotten her name. But the number she also used to call us has been blocked. It doesn't exist. So what are they trying to insinuate? I hope you are getting my point.
Yes, I absolutely understand.
What are they trying to tell us? And even the saddest part of the story is we have NLA, which is an institution that ensures that those, assuming I want to go into lottery business, they are to certify my intention.
Yes.
And they have certified Rambo, and Rambo has scammed this number of people, and they are looking unconcerned. They are not even coming out to say that, oh, Rambo, yes, we knew they were credible, or whatever. They are just quiet. Doesn't mean that those who are going forward, going to take lotto in this country, can rely on NLA. I mean, come on.
Wow, this is really disturbing. This is very, very, very disturbing. And we sympathize with you. We sympathize with you. This is really tough.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for speaking with us. It's not the easiest of experiences to narrate, but thank you so much for at least giving us some detail. Thank you so much, Mr. Hansen Nana Edu. We'll, please do keep in touch. If there are any developments, kindly let us know so we can also do the necessary follow-ups and give people the updates on this story. Thank you so much.
Thanks for giving me the opportunity also.
Thank you too for speaking with us. That was Mr. Hansen Nana Edu. He's one of the winners of the Lucky 220.
Yeah,
Lucky 220 World Cup Bonanza.
So he has two beneficiaries.
Yes.
I mean, under his watch.
Yes, his wife and son.
Yeah. So yeah.
Let me just put this disclaimer out there that independently we have tried to reach Rambel.
Yes.
But their numbers are not going through. We have tried to reach Rambel. Their numbers are not going through. Let not somebody say that, and they didn't get in touch with her. Rambel, if you are listening, we are calling your number. It's not going through. Better get to us first. Before we get, because when we get to you, it won't be nice. When we get to you, it won't be pleasant.
Yes.
So get to us first. You've heard Mr. Hansen Nana Edu. He's not the only person. Let me give you this audio. Ray, you wanted to say something?
Oh yes, let's get the other audio.
Let's listen to this person who's also been affected by this lucky 220 World Cup Bonanza?
Mama me sram me koto jogu for myself for myself. For me package man for me package man. Me din de Erica Eduboy. Na me pamocho me sram ye te say lottery be air koso because of gains no mbekwa akoye wo US no World Cup no. Ena me te ye no manage ho. Ena me kope bosia. Se me pese me nso me kokkohwe ball ni bi na da bia me nanfofo a me no mudi agonu no mkohwe bi enti me so me pese me so me kokkohwe bi enti me kobo abosia se me di twa na matwa ne kese 15,000 se de be ya we ya ani a we bedi we ya ani a enti me twa ne kese se ye dan ya mawini ana mawini ye duru Sunday ye bogodin no ye bo me di wo UTV na mawini nyame adom na me di ka ho enkofo kwa frɛ me ekwa na me se a me pese me sign me ho se nyamia omo se ye wa ya bo wudi wo number abaye ni mu number ani ade afa de omo maye eni ma se yenye we ne ma bebre no omo de maye ama me tu ho na mo me kokuma se me fa ha me ko police me Nima police station me ko police report me fa ha me ko twa passport pictures me kwa ha ebu a me timi ko twa passport se da bi enya anu bia me nko dan kwa circle nko twa na me kwa twa na me fa na me sem sika kakra o me hu nyina ma se no enti no eduru ba bi no wo mo se enya maso enti no wo te so mu gya ye sa tu ejeje mo bi anfre obi anka hwe nkyere yen me suminti na ase ehwahwedi na me mpesa be kwa ye obi bone na me koye obi bone me nya nipa ba ko bone ma ne mfa ne hu ni me saban tie me aban tie me na me mani bra abre ene me sika ma propro wo me ho mama me nya so mfa so se me de kwa he bibi di aba na me da che me so aka bibi a che me ma se me so me ko me tu kwa he World Cup US e ba ye e ma me twitwa pictures bi di a che me ma let's ma fa me package ama me na se package no ma fa na me da che mo botom di asie sa wo de kwa mo obi di a enya adwuma package ni enya adwuma mo fa me package ma me aban me srong John Mahama President John Mahama me pa uchaw ya mi ko to jogu for me srong mama me srong mi ko to jogu for me so fa me srong fa me package ma no fa me package ma me wona me nimu wo wona me nim so ya president me hwa obi a wa na me hwa many no be any one I may have one I may body because soon I'm new so president. But I'm not quite a woman, yes, I did. A woman will be a quine, so when yes, I'll not really know my year. And I'm not to be a marini. And I'm not to be a marini. Miss says some package in a man's son can. Mr. will be unfair you. Will be unfair you. Almost say, yeah, two lotteries, no, yeah, no, so. And I fancy so no. And send some about home and at the end, the minimum way, the minimum is a Jimmy package. Mr. President Mahama Sam Jimmy package, Miss Rana Jimmy package. I walk for one who made Jimmy package. Mofami package, mammy. Miss Ramo, Minimum Yanama, Miss Shaw, Mamma numbers, Sawi Kinimono, numbers a buy, you know. So, made a camera, made a phone, a video, yeah. Yeah, best start sending me video, me whole video, you know. Miss some of me sick, mammy, more from the package, mammy, more from mammy. Hey, I know you, my offer. Packaging, as I say, yes, and yes, I never did your hobby. I don't know your hobby, more quite jamming me what I say. What be unfair you? Miss will be unfair you. If you're more being an address or have born, if it's a born in quarantine or offer you. It's an address who music at the Amamudi in Sihuka at the account of the Amamana. Body assemble, Kilamani assemble, body assemble.
Jonathan, you see, the older woman say, "We'll be on fire. I beg you, we beg."
Sister, who could have born in India and your own ferry.
Now, we go pass.
And Alpha Pusso the
from here to North America.
Mr. This Alpha Pusso. Just George Sean. I don't trust you. No, I don't know Nyakete.
Later we beg.
Boy, my wallet Later we beg. US in 6 months.
Later we beg.
We beg.
We beg.
Okay, so basically, this is one of the winners And she's saying she was calling on the president, pleading with the president to get her package for her. She's asking for her prize. And that she has used money, invested money. All her paddies have all gone to experience the World Cup. And she took a loan to go and experience the World Cup. Now this is happening, right? So she's asking the president for an intervention.
Yes.
The president should come in and help.
You see, Nathan?
And that if she doesn't get a package, nobody's going to the World Cup.
You see, Nathan, these are very serious issues.
Oh yeah, they are.
These are very serious issues.
They are.
And the partners who came on board to come up with this need to, as a matter of urgency, address the issues. If there are concerns with patronage, and because of that, they feel the bonanza cannot continue, let's go about it the right way. Okay? If those who took part in the raffle will be compensated in any way, or they'll receive their monies back, fine, fair enough. But you see, to leave them in this state when they've invested, and you know, gambling is an investment. So this can be likened to gambling, right? Lottery.
Yeah.
It's an investment. They have invested, hoping to win. Those who lost are not complaining. But those who won and were given the hope that because their tickets have been picked and they've won, they will be going to the World Cup. I think that it is only fair that whatever changes have come up, or whatever developments are communicated to them properly. Okay? So to leave them in this state, for them to be agitating this way, is worrying. And this whole competition rode on the back of two credible institutions. Let us even say we don't know Rambel. We know the NLA. We know the GFA.
Yeah, that's true.
And they must be concerned. Because if Rambel goes down, they drag the NLA and the GFA with them. Okay? The sports ministry, I want to believe, have received a petition. And I want to believe they are taking steps to, as it were, bring in all these parties for a proper resolution and to get further and better particulars on this matter.
Yeah.
I am hoping that they do that urgently.
Yeah.
Honorable Kofi Adams, I'm sure by now you've heard this matter. Honorable, I know you've been hands-on ever since you came out. Remember Olari Waju and Co?
Yes.
Minister quickly took steps.
Yes, that is true.
And I'm hoping that Honorable Kofi Adams will take charge of this matter and make sure there's an amicable resolution to this matter. It is not fair to anybody. No single Ghanaian should lose even 20 cedis in a situation like this. Okay? And I think that Rambel, who seem to be the organizers of this bonanza, they should do good by Ghanaians. They should tell us something. They should be speaking. They used the UTV platform. I think I watched the draw once. They used the UTV platform.
Okay.
And you see, Nathan, what worries me is that, you remember we had a conversation with Henry Asante?
Yes. I remember when he came here. Yes.
And I raised concerns about this draw, this Rambel World Cup Bonanza.
I'm trying to remember Henry's response.
Henry said he was going to speak to the people and get back to us.
Yes.
Since then, we've not heard anything. And now this. You see, when we are using events like the World Cup to draw Ghanaians to invest money into certain projects, we must be very careful. We must make sure we give them what is due them, what we promise them, if they win, as we have told everybody.
Yeah.
If there are changes along the way, there should be a proper way to handle it. Nathan, I'm sure these people, if information was forthcoming, if they were getting updates on their way forward, I'm not sure they'll now be resorting to petitions and, media engagements.
Yes.
To put out their grievances.
Once they don't have info, they'll look for the info and they'll make their case heard. So nobody should fault them for speaking with the media and putting their story out there.
So
nobody.
We are begging the FA and we are begging the NLA. Call Rambel to order. Speak to your partners, Rambel, and let's sort this thing out as soon as possible. Later, see, when issues like this happen, and people are now calling the president didn't ask you to go and play, but because of the credibility the Bonanza got through some state agencies.
Yes.
Of course.
State agencies, the president, supervises, if you like, largely.
The president will come in.
Yeah.
You see, this is unwanted noise. Let me put it that way. They don't want this. You don't want this around the World Cup. You don't want this around the ministry. You don't want this around the NSA, the NLE. You don't want this around the GFA. Please, let us deal with this matter as soon as possible. In the coming days, Nathan, my ears are on the ground. My eyes are looking. My eyes are watching. I'll follow this matter to the latter. And we'll make sure those who won't get justice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Sports Ministry, GFA, NLA, please get your heads together and figure this thing out. Get people their packages because they won. They were contacted. Find a way of getting Rambel. NLA, this is right up your alley. Find a way of getting Rambel to come and speak. Rambel cannot just poof up and disappear. No. So NLA, kindly get Rambel to come and say something. The GFA, you are also involved in this because this was done at your HQ and you had high-ranking GFA officials there. Also, try and understand what is happening. Try and understand what is happening. Okay? And then the Sports Ministry, please use your powers, your might, the facilities available to get justice for the winners. The people were there. This was advertised. They went to take part. It's not their fault. We can't criticize them for doing anything. We cannot at all. We cannot at all. We have to do something to help them. Time check at 8:25. Yes, we're finished. And let me bring in Michael aside.
There were influencers who promoted this. There were influencers who were brought on board to champion this agenda. Do you know that I've been on the pages of all these influencers since the day this draw was launched? I've never seen or heard any of those influencers post anything concerning this draw.
But were the influencers engaged in that regard? Maybe they were just invited for the launch.
I want to believe so. I want to believe they were just invited to come and witness. But I didn't see any of them attempt to promote anything. I didn't see.
Well, maybe they were not engaged.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes. I didn't see any of them promote it. So you see, it's even hard for me to even go hard on them. Because they didn't. They didn't play any role. They were just there, possibly as witnesses. You see, but again, all of those things give weight to whatever program you want to organize. You remember the issue of men's good?
Yes.
When celebrities came on board, promoting. Eventually, what happened? You see, let's not do this. Let's not be doing things like this. And then I've seen terms and conditions.
Yes. I think Michael will look at those.
Very well. So I've seen T's and C's, and I'm sure we'll get into all of that. Yes, but Nathan, this is a matter that requires urgent attention. People have invested money.
Oh yeah,
and you see, this World Cup, as Immortal will say, this World Cup has been described as a poverty alleviation World Cup.
When people say that, I laugh. Why the World Cup? Are they going to share money?
So when agents are taking 50,000, 70,000 to secure visas for people, if there's a raffle like this, people will take advantage. Because it could cost them less. So with 15,000, you win the raffle. And then you are through to America. Poverty alleviation. It means a lot to people. And that is why it is easy for people to fall for scams, for schemes like this. Okay? And that is why when NLE is part of it, it gives it weight. Please, I'm hoping that Rambo will speak to this matter.
Well, they won't have to speak. They will certainly have to speak. The NLA will have to get Rambel to speak to this. This is so unfair. Let me bring in Michael aside. Michael, good morning. How are you doing? Okay. I can't seem to hear 054-257-1061. What do you make of this development? Right? What do you make of this development? Do you have any ideas as to how this can be resolved? I'm curious. I want to hear from listeners whether or not they have some ideas, so that this will be resolved and then people will get what is due due them. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. It's 8:29. You can also get to us on social, X and Instagram at SportyFM_ and on Facebook at Sporty FM. Ray, why is my telephone line blinking? I didn't know we had opened there.
People, you let them talk. Let them talk small before Michael comes.
So you should open the phone line.
Let's hear.
Okay, 054-257-1061. Give me a call. 054-257-1061. I want to hear listeners. Let me see, what the listeners can. Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, my name is Edward. I'm calling from Tishi.
All right, Edward.
Yes. What I'm thinking is, I think that TV stations need to be held responsible. Because such a thing has happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to mention the radio station, but the people came to the radio station make a convincing advert. And we want to pay a huge amount of money. And you see, they just fell into a thing there.
Okay.
So I'm thinking either the TV station or the radio station should be held responsible. How can you allow somebody to come on your set and then make a fake announcement or make a fake advert?
But well, if you make a due diligence argument, that is fine. But this is not the doing of the TV station, right? Or the radio station.
But they should also do their research and see whether it's an authentic something, you see.
That is true. The point is that Rumble has existed for years. I mean, Rumble is not a new company. They've existed for years. That is why this is quite disturbing, because they do have a reputation. They've existed for years. They've worked under the NLA supervision for many, many, many years. So it is quite surprising that this has happened. I agree with you on the due diligence part, which is true, yes. But I don't think this is UTV's fault in any way.
It's so disturbing because the guy speaking, I know him. He was just a supervisor.
Oh, I see.
The guy.
Oh, I see. Wow. Anyway, thank you so much for your call. Thank you so much for your call. 8:31. This is the Sporty Breakfast. You can send a WhatsApp message as well. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. We'll take a couple of calls. I mean, on the side, if you want to talk about Man United beating Everton or any other thing, you are allowed. But let me take this caller. Hello.
Nathan.
Yes.
Nathan, today I'm at Lakeside.
Otunfo, you are at Lakeside this morning.
Yeah.
The hustle has taken you there.
I'll tell you. But Nathan, so you're for the same one, GFA ESCO member, and then we would have our familiars and everything. Normal by advertising. Nathan, what do you have to do again?
No, I mean, as a media house, you can still do your checks to find out the authenticity, right?
Yes, and after confirming that GFA has a hand in the election, what do you have to go further?
Well, I get the point you are making, but you see, this raffle is not solely a GFA business. Mm-hmm. It is more of an NLA thing than a GFA thing.
Okay. Now, I only want to tell Ray something. Ray is scared. Someone will come for you when they're
you are threatening the woman, or what? You are threatening me? There's a woman for you near her. Hey. All right, Otunfo, thank you so much for your call. 8:33. This is still the Sporty Breakfast.
Be serious,
that woman, what's the woman they talk? They be serious. Okay, relax. You let me take this caller. Hello.
Yeah, someone.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Charlie, for the way he make code for coded right. He do coded room or what?
Oh, why?
And I do not all like roof wall. My brother, where you are? Make you send me the link. I beg. Happens to be like it be coded for. Charlie, Me, I want to talk about my team.
Okay, no problem.
Forget everybody. We gonna with the United, Charlie. We say make you give the job to we should give the job to Carrick.
Straight.
Yeah, that's what Ray is saying.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Can they do the job?
Doing the job, what do you want to see again?
See, we've seen this before. This scenario, we've seen it before.
And where did you see it?
See, unless you put him on 2 years, interim coach, 2 years.
And where did you last see it? Where did you last see it not work?
But only 2 was with them.
Oh, but this is only
and they give him the job.
Michael Carrick.
And they give him the job. You see, me, what can only happen is that they should give him 2 years interim job. They should make him like a head coach too. They should give him. He should be an interim coach for 2 years. He should stay interim for 2 years. But if they change that status and became and should become a head coach, everything was poor. He should remain as a strength coach for 2 years.
Okay.
But if they change that, if they give him another, if they change that status and they give him the head coach, Charlie Yahoo, United, Charlie, it's just that Arsenal are too far from it. Like Charlie, like we go fit challenge them. I just that Charlie, it's too late. It's too late, Charlie. Yesterday I was very happy. Yesterday on the European night, I told Mr. Fiaka, it's my chances that change the game. Because you see, Ahmed, I don't know what is wrong with Ahmed nowadays.
Sporty FM.
After they have won, Charlie, he has dropped. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, he's not playing as well as.
Yeah, he's not playing well. After he came back from that one, Charlie, he has dropped. And yesterday I made that comment that he should take Ahmed off. And he listened to me and did that substitution and Tesco came on it to score a goal. But it's just good. If he's steady, he made some chances that Charlie, it blew my mind. The chance that Charlie missed, Charlie, this one they can't cheat the goal with me for a while. Charlie, yeah, wow. Yeah, so Charlie, United, you on the way, Charlie. Good inside.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good morning.
All right.
I forgot not to put you. Leave them matter give them.
Oh, how?
Oh, leave them matter give them. Oh, matter.
Okay, you. All right. All right, 8:36. Let's proceed with the show. Let me bring Michael in. Okay, there's a caller. Okay, you know what, Ray? Let me take this. Let me take this final caller and then we'll proceed. Hello.
I like you to speak me. I go pay you, Papa.
Hey. Oh, Michael, please go ahead. You know what? Where? Sorry, your line did break. I don't know why. Yeah, but it did break. I don't know why. You're good. That's better.
Yeah, I said I did 7th floor.
Oh, okay. You did 7th floor.
Yeah, last week I did 6th floor. This week 7th floor. They work wow.
You did work. You did move up.
Yeah. Next week we go to
Sporty FM.
Okay.
You know something? I think they come from
You they do what?
I think they come from us.
Yeah.
You ask this current generation and this some traders. If you block aspect something can make you explain.
Sorry, I'm struggling to hear you, Michael.
So,
hello? Yes.
you
Yeah, I don't know why your line is breaking.
I say I think they come from us.
Yes.
I say ask some say if every work class player make every work class player make you explain it. That's my question.
Okay.
Because yesterday every world class player.
Who said Perry was not a world class player?
Like he has some guests on the this thing. Yeah, so you make Michael do the analysis. See, in this current situation or in this current football that you are playing, the central midfielders is probably not a world class player.
Okay.
Have you not arrived yet?
Okay. No, I get the question now. Okay.
the days are willing to Ghana, they should be very careful because it didn't go that can cause an upset.
Okay.
I see an upset.
You see
I see an upset.
Okay.
Okay. Because last year the same thing happened. The Lynx Nation, they were leading the final.
Okay. All right, Michael. Thank you so much. Michael's line wasn't the cleanest. Anyway, let's put a pause on the course for now. Let me bring Michael in. Michael, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Mr. Q. I'm good. How about you?
I'm fine. Ray.
Michael, how are you?
Oh, Mr. Taya, I'm good. How about you?
Fantastic. You know, your Kumasi Asante Kotoko, their former coach, Karim Zito, he has a new job.
He has a new job.
Yeah, so it's just been confirmed that he's now the new coach of FC Ashanti Gold.
Sporty FM.
He's the new coach of FC Ashanti Gold.
FC Ashanti
the
Gold.
new Ashanti Gold.
Yeah, so it's just been confirmed.
I see. That's an interesting appointment.
Yeah,
so his task is what? Is it to bring them to the Premier League?
Get them to survive, get them to win the league.
But this season, do they look like they are going to make it? They are on top of their zone.
They are currently on top of zone.
Okay, wonderful for FC Ashanti
So
Gold.
this one to Michael, Obi pay.
Yeah, but we are going to work in Obuase. I am going with my client.
You are going with your clients.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
He's come home too. So
yes, of course.
Definitely.
Of course.
He's vying for qualification. I think he's challenging for that Sporting Zone 2 with Ebusian Dwarfs. And Dwarfs is being handled by Stanley Afezi, the former GPL player. He's in charge of Dwarfs now. So Zito versus Afezi.
Okay. Sounds like an interesting showdown in that particular zone. Michael, I'm sure you were following the conversation on the Lucky 220 and the winners and their complaints and all. You were looking into the T's and C's. Did you find anything in there that makes for great reading?
Yeah, definitely. I found something. And I must commend Raymond for a brilliant delivery. I think he was able to explain in its essence everything that transpired regarding this initiative, and also those you called and how they shared their own versions of how they participated in the raffle and why they think that they are being hoodwinked. But I think to a larger extent, and also to widen the perspective, there are aspects to this whole conversation that also needs to be brought to bear. And that is actually what I decided doing, because this is an issue that came up somewhere last week. It has gained traction this week. I have spoken to some people involved in this conversation, and from what I have picked up and from the deductions I have made by perusing the terms and conditions, I think those who participated and are complaining now, although they might have a case, but have also consented to certain terms and conditions they did not actually take time to read, understand before agreeing to them. And that is where the bigger issue is. It goes on to feed into the larger narrative about Ghanaians not loving to read. We will be wanting to register on a platform. Maybe we've downloaded the software. We don't actually take time to study the T&Cs. We just click, I agree, then we move on. And then in the end, we end up being bitten by a clause in there. When it's triggered, it goes against us. And that's what I feel has happened in this situation. So what are we talking about? These are persons who are complaining that, yes, they won the raffle, and as such, they are supposed to benefit from the rewards in it. But again, the terms and conditions reveal that if you are declared a winner of the raffle, there is a certain period with which you need to go through, and then you sign a certain winner's contract. So if you win the raffle, the technical name given to you is a potential winner. If 5 days elapse and you've not gone through the various processes or procedures to...
Okay, all right, we'll have to... Michael, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but the moment I speak, I think there is a feedback.
Okay, your line is clear now. We don't know what the feedback is, but let's proceed. Let's see if the line holds up.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. If you win the raffle, you are a potential winner. And there needs to be certain procedures you need to complete to be actually legitimized as an actual winner. And so there is a window. But even let's skip that. If you go to the TNCs on the Rumble platform, what you have to agree to before you enter into the raffle, the Article 11.4 reads, and permits me to read it. It says that we reserve the right in our sole discretion to extend the closing date of the draw or to cancel, terminate, modify, or suspend the raffle where circumstances beyond its reasonable control arise, including but not limited to computer viruses, network failures, tampering, unauthorized intervention, fraud, technical failures, or any event affecting the administration, the security, fairness, integrity, or proper conduct of the raffle. In such circumstances, the promoter shall make reasonable efforts to provide prior notice. So if you read this carefully, it means that the raffle can be suspended, it can be terminated, no matter the extent it has gotten to. It can be cancelled, it can be modified at the sole discretion of the promoter. So even if you've been declared a winner and you are a potential winner, or whether the process has been escalated to where you are the actual winner after signing the winner's contract, they can choose to scrap everything. They reserve that right. It is their sole discretion. And that is in item 11.4. Again, if you proceed to 17.3a, now the 17.3a reads that where the promoter has a liability and it relates to the participation in a raffle, and then you have won a ticket, it will be limited to the cash value of the ticket purchased. So in the event they cancel the raffle, they scrap it, or they decide to not continue with it, and there is a certain liability that will be borne by the promoter, that liability will be limited to the cash value of the ticket that you purchased. So if you purchased 15,000 cedis worth of tickets, they would have to look at it and they refund your ticket to you. And let's also bear in mind that only one ticket qualifies you to win. So in the event that you won a ticket, which is 20 cedis, they can decide, okay, per the value of the ticket that you purchased, they are refunding the amount to you. Or technically, you purchase a total of a ticket worth 15,000 cedis per entry. And so since they have decided to cancel the raffle, then all the tickets that were purchased will be refunded to the persons who purchased it, because they have your data or they have your details by virtue of the KYC, which is know your customer. So they have your number and then your name and everything related to your mobile money number you used to purchase the ticket. So that is 17.3. And then the last one, which is also to add to it, is 17.6. It says that the promoter reserves the right to modify, suspend, or terminate the promotion due to force majeure. And in this case, the reasons that have been given by the promoter in relation to discontinuing the raffle is that they did not get enough entries as they expected. And it's a case of force majeure. They did not foresee that happening. In the case of force majeure or a pandemic restriction, regulatory changes, or security concerns. So if you read through the TNCs, and these are just the three I identified to bring out, but it is detailed and it captures a whole lot. And I want to play with anybody. If you want to engage in something, understand the terms or the rules of engagement before you actually partake in it. You don't put your head into it, and then when you are affected, you try to find ways around it, because it is stated explicitly in the terms and conditions that there are ways or channels for dispute resolution. And I want to ask those who are aggrieved and are raising concerns, have they assessed those channels for dispute resolution in this contest? And again, if the internal dispute resolution process that have been instituted by the promoter is deemed as not fair enough and is biased, you can escalate the matter to the NLA and then the Gaming Commission. Have these people taken such steps? Because writing a petition to the Sports Ministry is very different from taking the appropriate steps for remedy.
Well,
or
Michael,
to seek remedy.
To be fair, when I spoke with Hansen Nanaidu, he did say that they had gone to the NLA and they had also tried to get their matter resolved. And I think that going to the sports ministry, I guess it's just an added layer of security to ensure that, they get some redress. And then I asked if they had tried speaking with Rambel. They said Rambel was totally out of reach. They couldn't get to them, So I guess they have very limited options.
And I can confirm that, because if you read through the TNCs and the place that indicate contact us, Rambel has not allowed for access to that section. If you click contact us, it does not open. So you do not get an email, you do not get a contact number in relation to this. So whatever Hansen told you is actually true. That Rambel has become, quote unquote, inaccessible, for want of a better word, in this whole process or in this whole period. But if you're a student of law, you will love these things, because it allows you to test it. Because whatever rules of engagement that Rambel has set, it is not alien to the statutory regulations or rules or laws of this country. So I would love so much for those who are aggrieved and are raising concerns to take the matter further up. There are competent law courts whose jurisdiction allows them to process or to attack matters like this or to deal with matters like this. So they should take them on. But as I've read to you, if they had properly read the terms and conditions, they would have known some of these things, and maybe it would have calmed down some of the reactions that we have seen from some of them.
Well, we will see. They did say that they had acquired the services of a lawyer, and we will have to wait to see how they will approach all of this. It's very sad, very, very sad, and very disturbing that this is happening. And I really wish we'd hear from Rambel, because being out of reach and out of coverage area, or not being reached or not being reachable, is very, very wrong. I think on the part of Rambel, I don't think it's fair to the people who took part and have won that they cannot reach Rambel, right? Because I get all the points Michael is saying in all these hidden clauses. If you think you have nothing to hide, be accessible. Let the people contact you. Tell them that this is what is written in fine print, and then meet them halfway. Okay, this is written in fine print, but looking at the situation, it is true. This is what we can do. You come to some sort of settlement and everybody is happy. Rambel can decide to stand on the point of law and be very stubborn and obstinate. They will have the legal right to do so. But I believe, looking at how everything has played out, it is only fair that they are reachable. The people, it's only fair that they speak with the people to say that this and this and this has happened, blah, blah, blah. Let us come to an agreement. Everybody goes home happy and everybody's fairly satisfied with that outcome. That personally, that's just how I think this should logically end.
And Nathan, sorry for the harsh intrusion. Again, per the people I spoke to, there has been an attempt to refund the monies for tickets purchased to some of these people. I don't know if you confirm from those that you spoke to.
The person I spoke to, I asked him if he had tried, because he said there were about 8 in number who had acquired the services of the lawyer. So it looks like those 8 or so people have one lawyer who's taking care of all of them. I did ask him, and he said they could not reach Rambel. They had tried. The number that allegedly called them to tell them they had won, they had tried calling the number, but they were told the number did not exist.
Yeah, but it's not reachable. And again, if you go to the Rambel website, their website, and there is a social demonstration anybody can just partake in. It is playrambel.com. If you go there, they have 2 options for you to contact them. That is, if you are reading their T&Cs, there is a contact us option. If you click on it, it is not accessible. And then on their website, you see that below every website, there is an intro page where these companies or brands announce who they are, and then they also indicate icons that link directly to their social media accounts. In the contact section, if you click on it, nothing opens. So it is true what they told you, whatever thing they told you that Rambel has been inaccessible is actually the fact. You can't contact them via their website, and then you can't contact them via the numbers that are available. But as I said, the terms and conditions are so explicit.
Okay, Ray, you wanted to say something before?
At this point, we cannot say, or we can't conclude that indeed there were breaches with regards to the terms of conditions.
Yeah.
Okay. We cannot say maybe the winners or the potential winners failed to meet that 5-day calendar.
Yeah. Ramble are the only people who can tell us that. Yeah.
Again, that 11.4, which talks about the rights of Ramble to cancel, terminate, it is clear that all the things mentioned there, if they hold, Ramble should be telling us that. You understand?
But Ramble is currently out of
and Ramble is not
area.
saying anything. So Ramble should come and tell us, okay, in the course of the Bonanza, we had failures with regards to the machine or the computers we were using. Okay. Or there was tampering somewhere. Or they suspected fraud somewhere. All of these issues. Ramble should be telling us that. And if that is the case, depending on the circumstances and how the draw, it comes to a point where the draw has to be cancelled, Ramble would have to find a way to be liable for whatever losses the people incur. You understand?
Yeah.
So again, if Michael is saying that some people have been asked if they can get their refunds and all, that would be fair on the part of Ramble. That if they cannot continue with the draw for whatever reason, people do not lose their cash for challenges they did not cause. You understand me? So if you have a hashtag that everybody is purchasing a ticket to, you obviously know where the payments are going. So you obviously know where the money is sitting. You obviously know how much each number pays. That's the simple thing to do to refund the cash. Yes. Especially if it is not their fault that you've had to cancel their potential win.
Yeah.
You understand? So at this point, even Ramble cannot hide behind any legal loophole to not give them the package or to not refund their monies to them.
That's true.
So it's an interesting matter. And we'll see how it all plays out.
Look, even if I even want to just walk away from the law and just look at things from a very basic perspective. People took part in a raffle. You promised them something, they've won. If you say that you can't give them the prize because of a lack of patronage, you have two options. Those who have won, look, find money and sponsor that trip to the US and back. Keep your reputation intact. Or, look, we can't take you to the US. Here's the money you used. Let everybody go home happy.
The matter dies.
So, because I think either way, Ramble cannot say that they are hiding behind a legal loophole. You see, look, you may win on a technicality.
But it kills your credibility.
You may win on a you may win on a clause. You may say that you've outsmarted the people in court. But you see, the court of public opinion is the greatest court, because the day you lose in that court, nothing repairs anything. No. Your reputation is down the drain forever and ever. Unless Ramble is saying that they don't care, or after this they are shutting shop and they are going home to sleep. Yeah. I just think that just for ethics' sake, for morality's sake, for fairness' sake, if people say they have won, they have incontrovertible proof that they have won a package. If you cannot offer them the package, give them their money.
That's all.
Or find money from somewhere and just take them back. Have your peace of mind and live your life after this. Because, look, trying to worm your way out on a technicality, that will be very odd. And it will not help your reputation at all. Nobody would want to associate with you going forward. Nobody. The way people are catching heat, somebody said, is UTV's fault. And everybody walks away. Michael, I know you are laughing, but you know that everybody will walk away with a little amount of collateral damage. The GFA will take some collateral damage. The sports ministry will take some collateral damage. Some individuals will take some collateral damage. The NLA won't be spared. UTV won't be spared.
Absolutely.
So by the time the dust settles and you say, oh, me, I wasn't part and part, somebody's already formed their opinion, and that is it. So anyway, as for us, we will try and dig and find out how we can support these people, because somebody will say, oh, you see, you may be laughing at them, or you say, oh, it's them. Tomorrow it can be you. Tomorrow it can be you. 8:59, yeah.
What this does is, it now questions any other raffle anybody will do.
Very good.
And now, it makes it difficult for people to now trust any other competition that will be held around.
Very good.
And it's worrying. It's not
Very
the best.
good. Very
good.
Good.
You don't want this in the space. You know.
You don't want that at all.
Brands will be affected.
Brands will be affected. 8:59. Let's keep the conversation going on. Michael, yesterday we were previewing Everton v Man United. We spoke about the fact that United had to respond. You mentioned the fact that their twin brothers Chelsea did not win over the weekend. So there was a possibility that Man United could follow the steps of their friends. But for once, in a long time, they said, you know what, we would go and do our own thing. And Man United went to win by 1-0 at Everton, thanks to a counter-attacking goal in the second half from Benjamin Šeško. Michael, your thoughts on that? Everton 0, Man United 1.
I think it was a sweet revenge for Manchester United. Don't forget the first game that took place at Old Trafford, Everton won 1-0, and they even had to play with a numerical disadvantage. This time around, United went in there, and although it's a different coach, but I think they went in there with that painful experience fresh in their minds, and they knew that they had to do a job. And I loved how United held their composure and defended in the first half. They were mostly on the back foot. They didn't really have a lot of control in those early exchanges, but they were able to, one, neutralize the threat of Everton, and then if they can't create, they also stifled to some extent Everton's creativity. So it wasn't a usual ding-dong affair where teams have a go at each other trying to prove that they have a certain quality. And irrespective of Everton's dominance in terms of possession at a certain phase in the first half, United restricted them to quality shots. And on the other hand, it was United who had those quality shots against Everton in the game. And in the second half, United grew into the encounter, and the more that the minutes wore on, it actually dented the hopes and the confidence of the Everton team. I know that statistically, it read that Everton won a lot of corner kicks, and then it seemed they had a strategy to attack Manchester United from such instances. But United definitely found a way to deal with any threat that Everton posed through such instances. And I think the goal that Manchester United scored was from a typical Manchester United play, judging by the players at their disposal. Brian Mbeumo, Amad Diallo, Matheus Cunha, these are transitional players. They will not thrive in a possession-oriented setup. They don't normally love that. They love when teams attack them and United catch them on a quick break or a fast break, as they say in the NBA. And then it allows Mbeumo, Amad, or whoever it is to run into the spaces. And it was through similar instances that the goal was created. Mbeumo made an excellent run, and I think Benjamin Šeško is gradually coming to terms with how he could be utilized in this Manchester United team and how resourceful he can be to them. I think he was at the right place at the right time, made the right move, and then he was able to bury the ball into the net. He got another chance through similar instances, but this time around he failed to make it count. But he did what mattered most, score the only goal of the game that proved the winner for Manchester United. I think gradually Carrick is proving himself that he's not just a good coach, but also he understands this Manchester United team very well. And I think it is what Ruben Amorim needed to know. It looked like Amorim wanted to fit square pegs in round holes, and it became an issue. He wanted the team to be molded in how he saw them, but not exactly how they were. And a lot of times people complain that players were not being utilized in their best roles, not just position. You can play Amad Diallo as a right winger, but the role you assign him will actually mean you play to his strengths or otherwise. And I think under Carrick, he's just done this basic thing. Play the players in their strong positions or in their strength areas, and it will bring the best out of them. And I think one is Bruno Fernandes. He seems to be enjoying himself. Yes, he was not involved directly in the goal yesterday, but his overall playmaking was excellent and it was top-notch. And I loved it when there was a corner kick for Manchester United at a particular stage in the game, and the fans were just chanting his name. It just showed the collective appreciation of everything that he had done. And To me, I loved it that way. He's just thriving in a role he's very comfortable in. Yes, Bruno, in the role that Amorim used him, he still was able to make some one or two, or he made some impact to an extent. But I think under Carrick, it's been very clear for everybody to see that Bruno's influence and impact in this team is very telling, and it's a bit different from what we saw during the Amorim era. And that is the positive of what Carrick has done. He has just decided to go to the basics and allow these players to function in the roles that they can thrive in. And it is bringing the result to them. And I love it that way. But I don't think the results he has chalked so far is enough to cement him the position of a substantive coach. I think that should be a conversation that should be had maybe at the end of the season when the road is clear and the dust has settled, and then the enthusiasm, the euphoria, everything around the results Manchester United is getting has maybe simmered a bit, and then they can actually take a very tactical decision, because any decision they take now will be one purely based on emotions, how they are feeling, and not what must be done. Oftentimes, United have made this mistake. They have taken decisions based on how they feel and not actually what must be done regarding the direction of this team from the technical point of view and then the sporting wise. So I think maybe discussions around Carrick staying beyond his current term should be benched for this moment, and then let them focus on how they end the season, because there are certain factors that have not come to play. United is just playing one competition as it stands now. It's time to be corrected, but they are not playing in Europe.
Yep.
They are not in the Carabao Cup, and they are not in the FA Cup. So what this means is that Manchester United have one single focus. But in the event that Carrick has to stay beyond this term, it means he will not just need to prepare his team for Premier League matches, because in this current situation, what it means is that he has ample time to prepare his team for games that they have to play in. Unlike any other team in the Premier League who is very ambitious, because aside the relegations battlers and the teams that are in the mid-table and are out of the domestic cup competitions, the rest of the top teams are competing in Europe. There is Aston Villa, there is Crystal Palace, to an extent Chelsea is in there, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, and these teams are also competing in other domestic competitions, even including Brentford. So to an extent, they have a bit of a divided attention or focus. For United, their sole or primary focus is just doing well in the Premier League, and that gives Carrick a lot of time to prepare. But when it has to be that in the event United qualifies to play in Europe and they have midweek games, in the event that they have to play domestic cup competitions as well, and there is limited time to do what you want to do, how will it test the mettle of Carrick? And I think he's not really cut for that yet. Irrespective of the results that he's getting now, I don't think Carrick can do a full-term job with such demands and with such pressure. So I think any conversation about him staying beyond the term he was given should be after the season, when United can properly assess the situation and know who is the right fit. As it stands now, he's getting the results, he's doing well, but it should be just that. No further conversation about him staying beyond his term. That will seem, quote unquote, much more of a premature ejaculation for me.
It's quite anyway, I don't even know why you decided.
Okay,
that's okay. That's fine. We understand. You're using it figuratively. But the Champions League is back tonight. Second leg of the playoffs game.
About Manchester United.
Okay, Kelvin, say.
What does he have to say about United?
Why? What doesn't he have to say?
Oh, no. You see, we've dealt with United. Okay, we know.
You are who? What is this? Should I continue?
No, what does he want to say?
Calvin, continue.
So listen to me first. So Nathan, I think it's always important to understand, a league, how it works, the materials you have, and how to use them.
Yes.
And there's a reason why I have always said that now managers who allow pragmatism with fluidity would always win. You look at Luis Enrique and how he used Ousmane Dembele.
Yep.
In as much as he's very pragmatic, Dembele still had his freedom.
Yeah, that's true.
As a false nine for the team. In that midfield, Vitinha, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, they had a system, but they still had that freedom to move around anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, they had to. Look at what he's made of Hakimi and then Mendes. And we've seen that a couple of times. Look at this Manchester United team. In as much as, Mbuemo and then Cunha are being forced to help defensively, they still have the luxury of being fluid and free when it comes to attack and the way they play.
Sporty
Look at the sort of the passion Cunha played with yesterday in winning tackles, in winning battles. Why? Because he feels that he is at his free will, like he was at Wolves.
Yeah.
Look at Kobe Menu. To the point that now Casemiro has is staying. Kase is what? Staying. Why? Because he feels, come on, I am at home. I am playing exactly how I want to. And that is the only thing Carrick is using, together with that assistant. Very much experienced. There are times
Steve Holland.
Yes, you need those managers.
Yes, true.
Who understand. And Steve Holland is coming from the back of Southgate.
He worked with Southgate.
That England team, when they played Jordan Henderson in that midfield, they allowed, freedom. But the end game was get the ball to Saka, get the ball to Harry Kane, and then let's score, whether it's Bellingham or whoever. So, in as much as there is a system, you can still understand that there is that freedom for them to express themselves. Yesterday, he identified, the intensity at the Helden case, that Everton were always going to be at the top.
That's true.
And they were dictating the pace of the game. Everton, left, right, center. But what did they have to do? Just defend, keep their shape, and then hit them on the break, because Michael Keane and then Tarkowski are not the fastest of players. And they tried that a couple of times, and then just one, Buemo, just when he got on the blind side of Keane, just made that pass, and then it was a free space for Šeško. And even look at Šeško. He's now free, unlike Amorim's time. And it clearly tells you there are times you just don't have to overcomplicate things. The simple things will get you the result. And I am happy they have a goalkeeper who knows his job now. Andre Onana should come and watch. A goalkeeper who is not obsessed with playing the ball, but he's obsessed with what?
Doing his job,
making his saves, doing his job, picking up the ball. The way Everton decided to play their corner kicks yesterday, any team will concede at least one.
True.
Yeah.
But look at Lamens.
Rumble in the jungle.
He had his eyes solely for the ball.
That's true. A lot of goalkeepers would have conceded.
They would have conceded.
They would have at least one.
Yes.
One.
And
you see, he's that.
He got to the ball also. He
yes.
got to almost every ball.
Exactly. And he's that kind of goalkeeper who doesn't. You see, he doesn't talk plenty. He doesn't fight plenty. You decide to just heckle him. He doesn't care. His eyes are just on the ball, and he managed to do justice to that. And I'm happy United are getting these results. Getting them back into Europe is good for the Premier League. It's good for English football, and it makes banter sweet. Because when they are languishing at the base, but now they are climbing. And it's actually good.
You know that Arsenal won on Sunday. A big win for them.
Yeah.
But United's win yesterday got a lot more attention than Arsenal's.
The household.
And it's not true. You don't count.
No,
Arsenal enjoyed all the attention on Sunday.
United is the news in the Premier League.
Which news?
The news in the Premier League is all about United. Had United lost to Everton last night, we would have seen.
But I side with Michael too. You can clearly see Carrick. I can't be breathe.
Oh yeah, I mean you can tell that.
I can't be breathe.
There's a personal problem.
Where is the personal problem?
There's a personal problem.
Where is the problem?
Defensively.
Where?
You won't tell me Shaw and Dalu. Together with Euro are the best we have.
No, I mean as for Lenny Euro, as for Lenny Euro, this is what I will say. I think Lenny Euro, I thought his development, I thought he was going somewhere with his development. I don't know whether he has stagnated. But when I watch Lenny Euro play, Ray, he looks too shaky and too nervous.
Yes.
And I don't know what it is. Right? So on the personnel, I kind of agree with you.
In terms of central defense, Cassie is doing a good job.
Central
defense.
Central midfield. Casemiro is doing a good job. But you can tell United need somebody.
Then I'm going to Ugarte.
A Caicedo kind of CDM.
Hey, let me just say Ugarte is coming to do the job. Now you want Caicedo
I'm saying, or a Baleba kind of.
Hey,
or Anderson.
Okay.
You know, United need somebody.
United's midfield
So
doesn't have
and
legs.
that's our own blame.
There aren't
That's our own
legs.
blame. I won't blame character.
There isn't enough legs and enough mobility.
Yeah.
In that midfield, but that's what he can't change the team now.
No.
So they'll have to ride
So
it
he's
out
trying to get the best out of what's
until
there.
the end of the season. Last night, I think
But Nathan,
The hope
Yeah.
should be there.
Nathan, I think the biggest mistake Manchester United will make will be to make squad adjustments to suit Carrick. It has been a mistake.
yeah, it's true. It's true. Like buying
The biggest
players
mistake they
to
will
fit.
make is exactly the point.
player,
now they
managers-
have a structure, and I think it is only prudent they operate within that structure.
Yeah,
there is
that's
a
true.
sporting direction, there's a technical direction. The coach needs to align with the established principles.
That is also true.
They don't need to bend those principles to suit the whims of a certain coach.
That is true.
That is one fundamental mistake they can't repeat.
Yeah.
It has come back to bite them at various instances. United have signed loads of players, and at the end of the day, for the medium term and the long term, they actually figured that these players were not part of where the club aspired to get to. But it was because a certain manager wanted them at a point in time.
That is
but
true.
I agree to what Raymond also said, that yes, this United squad is not complete. Yes, they were only able to complete a certain phase of their squad building process, and that was the attack. They invested heavily in the attack in the last summer. So it means there are still other positions or departments that will need
Midfield,
reinforcement. And
defense.
Baleba will be a brilliant addition. Initially, I had my own reservations about it, but after seeing him play from close during the AFCON, and this is actually a conversation I've confirmed to some others. You see, when you watch players play live from the stadium, it is very different from when you see them on camera, because when you're at the stadium, then you're able to monitor their off-the-ball movement, how they read their game, their anticipation and all that. And trust me, Baleba is worth the hype. And if United are getting him, I think on the evidence of what I have seen, it will be absolute value for money spent. He will be a valuable addition to their setup.
Well, we'll see what kind of thinking United put together ahead of the next transfer window. But they picked up 3 points yesterday or last night. 3 important points. It gives them a little buffer ahead of Chelsea, but it's only a 3-point buffer, and there's a lot of football left. United will have to go to Chelsea. They'll have to host Villa.
You go to Chelsea.
United will go to Chelsea later.
I want to see that game. What a sweet game that game will be. As I wrote, are you guys prepared for Man U?
No, but you know that game, Chelsea hosting Man United at whatever point it is played this season, I think it will be Chelsea players wanting to win the game rather than probably Liam Rossini. Look, I'm not throwing water on Liam Rossini's ability.
That guy today brought him vibes coach, nothing.
Oh, but he's getting is he not?
He's getting
Charlie,
what?
sorry.
He's getting
Michael, you know what?
No,
Saturday I was very distracted. Only for me to settle down and check the score and say, but how are Chelsea drawing 1-1 with Burnley?
With the red card.
Man. Charlie.
But I think if there's one team Chelsea would not love to play, it's Manchester United.
I'd rather think Chelsea would really enjoy playing Man United at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea's recent record against United at Stamford Bridge, it's good. It's a very good record.
No, but Nathan, the point is, United will never find a solution to the attacking threat of this United team. And
Chelsea,
you know how Chelsea plays. They will definitely leave spaces for the United attackers to exploit.
Okay.
Chelsea won't change because United are coming to town. And United will definitely exploit the loopholes in the Chelsea defense.
Okay.
I personally, I think one game I wouldn't want Chelsea to play is against
It's at
Man
home
U.
to Man United. Well, that game is in April. It's a few weeks away. Let's discuss tonight's games. Champions League, Atletico Madrid and Club Brugge, 5:45. They are locked at 3-3. Bayer Leverkusen face Olympiacos in their game. The first leg ended 2-0 in Leverkusen's favor, and then you have Inter Milan and Bodo Glimt. That is the game of the evening because Christian Kivu has to think really deeply and figure something out. And then Newcastle are holding a 5-goal advantage over Raymond's team, Karabakh. Why are you even going to play the second leg? Or a sightseeing? You want to go to the northern part of England?
Of course, excursion.
You want to go to northern England?
The die is over.
Michael, let's talk about the most obvious one. Inter Bodo Glimt. Inter are 3-1 down from that first leg. And last week you said something. They'll have to risk it to go and qualify. And that could be very dangerous. Looking at everything at stake and Bodo Glimt and the problems they could potentially cause.
Yeah, it's very important. And one factor that will also help Inter in this game is the playing surface. I think the playing surface in Bodo was not so good. The pitch was not in the optimum conditions to allow for Inter to impose their game on Bodo. And it suited Bodo more than it did Inter Milan. But returning to the San Siro, the playing surface, the atmosphere, everything changes. And I think it gives Inter a fair chance to also play according to how they want to and then try and get the result against Bodo Glimt. But Bodo have proven that they're a team that can punch above their weight, and they don't just do it at home. They are also in a position to do it in away games, like it happened when they played against Atletico Madrid. And interestingly, that was the last away game they played in the Champions League. And it means Inter now know the kind of opponent that they are going to play against. And that will be very crucial to how Christian Kivu prepares his team. I will not want to waste time to mention the squad that Inter has. They have a deep squad. So in terms of personnel, I think Kivu is spoiled for choice in terms of the options that are available at his disposal to use to get the result that is needed. But I think in as much as Inter needs to score goals, the one fundamental thing that will prove essential to their chance of qualification is their defense. Bodo is an open team, and they don't shy away from trying to influence a game of football by playing how they like to, by playing exactly their style. They don't change just to suit the opponent. So they will come to Inter and then play their game. And I want to believe that Inter, if they are not defensively spot on, if they don't put up a solid defensive display, I think everything that the attack built would actually be collapsed by their defense. They have showed that there is a certain naivety and a weakness in how they have defended so far. And it is quite a departure from the Inter Milan setups I have seen play in the last 5-6 years in the Champions League. Their strength and their successes were built on the pillars of defensive solidity. Yeah. So during the time of Milan Skriniar, even before Acerbi came on board, there was Matteo Damian, Milan Skriniar, and then Alessandro Bastoni. Then it changed to a point in time where Stefan De Vrij also had to play a part. And then Bastoni. And then when Acerbi came, they have actually had solid defensive players who have made sure that Inter's key strength and then everything they build on will be premised on defensive solidity. And I think they will need that feature to be very evident in their game today to play a role in helping them qualify. I am not at a loss in terms of whether Inter will win or not. Definitely, Inter Milan will win this game. But will it be enough to qualify them? I think that rests on how solid they will be defensively. But I'm only hoping that things go well for them.
You mentioned Inter's defense. You mentioned naivety. Is it naivety in the sense of a lack of experience across that back line, or tactical naivety on Kivu's part in terms of the setup and what he would usually ask them to do?
I think it's a personnel. And now oftentimes it has changed and has lacked a certain level of consistency. So there are instances where the coordination that they enjoyed or the telepathy that they enjoyed in previous seasons, judging by the consistency and the longevity of such partnerships, does not exist this time around. Manuel Akanji, Acerbi, Bastoni have not really made it look like they resemble the Inter Milan defense of old. And I don't know, but it looks like something has happened to the Achebis and the Bastonis after that PSG humbling. They are not the same players that I used to know, judging by how they play. So they are a bit naive in terms of how at times they structure themselves or set up when they have to defend. They have become naive in terms of defending set pieces or transitions. When it's transitions, this is what happens. Kivu loves to use his side center backs in much of the build-up. The left center back plays as a de facto left winger at various points in time, and then the right center back does similar. Now, when it happens that way, it means that the mainstay will be the main center back of a three, and that is mostly Achabi. Now, Achabi is not that kind of a player we used to know some years back. His legs are weary. He's not in a position to actually outpace any marker or opponent when Inter are caught on a break. And if you look through their defensive midfield, it is also a midfield composition of players who are not heavy runners. So in such instances, Inter are very frail and they are prone or susceptible to such counter-attacking situations. And if you check their game against Bodo, the first leg, 2 of the goals they conceded were part of transitions. It is either Inter misplaced the ball and Bodo capitalized on that and initiated a fast break, and Inter failed to respond appropriately, and then they could not deal with the threat that Bodo offered. And this is something I've seen cost them a lot of times. In their 3-2 win against Juventus, there were similar scenes that played out. And throughout this season, there have been similar scenes that have played out, particularly their game against Arsenal in the Champions League at home and then against Liverpool at home. So I think that explains for the naivety I use regarding their defense. And it is something that can be sorted out in time and also with tactics. And that rests clearly on Christian Kivu and how he wants to go about it.
Tough game for Inter Milan. Kelvin, do you have any thoughts before I share some very interesting numbers concerning the game?
I think Michael has spoken a lot about it, and I think that these are games that you expect, top players to step up.
Mm-hmm.
Tactically and technically, I think that Kivu is going to struggle against the Bodo coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's calm. His players have enough confidence, especially coming on the back of a 3-1. You may have the fans behind you at the San Siro, make it dreadful for them and all that. But judging from how calm they are, how carefully meticulous they go through, their game plan, building up from defense to attack, you need an extraordinary, figure to turn things around. And these are the games that, the likes of Denzel Dumfries, the likes of Lautaro Martinez have to step up and win the game for Inter. This, because tactically, I don't see Kivu getting the better of the Bodo coach. I expect the players to just come to the party and with their ingenuity manage to win the game. Because Geto Newton has clearly shown us that in the last 2 years, he's one of the best managers you can have in Europe. So hopefully the players come to the party. Kivu may do his bit. Maybe it's enough for him in the Serie A, but when it comes to European football, those are the dangers. If Eric Ten Hag could just mesmerize Carlo Ancelotti, it should tell you that when European football happens, you have to be at your optimum best, and your players also do count a lot. So let's see. Henrik Mkhitaryan, Barella, all those players.
Mkhitaryan scored over the weekend.
Yes, this is the time that they. You see, my problem is when they play in the Serie A, it's like they are having their training session. They get into the Champions League and it's 1 or 2.
The games are quicker.
Exactly.
They are more physical. They are more dynamic. And then you notice that broadly, Italian teams seem to have problems playing in. I think it's a tempo thing. Right, the Champions League is played at this tempo that when it starts to get helter-skelter, you find a lot of the teams struggling. Right, Inter Milan do have amazing firepower up front, so I think that kind of mitigates. But we'll see. A few things to think about ahead of today. Now, Bodo Glimt, right? They've won both of their previous UEFA 2-legged ties, in which they held a 2-goal advantage from the first leg. Yep, and tonight they come into the game with a 2-goal advantage from a 3-1 win. So Inter will have to be very, very, very careful, right? But then, the thing is that Inter have won 4 of their previous 11 two-legged ties in which they've lost a first leg by 2-goal margin. Meaning that if you look at it, 4 out of 11, that's not 50%. So Inter typically would struggle to get out of this kind of pit. So that is what they will have to deal with tonight. The other game, Atletico and Club Brugge, locked at 3-3. Very fascinating game from the first leg. Atletico, imagine they were going to walk away with the result, but Club Brugge can be very stubborn. The thing with Club Brugge is that when they travel to, they are not too good. Right? They are not too good at all. But then they are unbeaten in their last 6 UEFA matches against Spanish teams. They've won 2, drawn 4. They've only won 1 of their previous 15 away matches against Spanish teams. So, Michael, this is what Club Brugge are up against. Their away record in terms of Spanish teams is so bad. They've lost 8 times. They've drawn 6 times. We saw Atletico win over the weekend. They won by 4-2. And I guess they should have enough to cross the line tonight. Or you think Brugge will make it an interesting evening? But Michael, you're muted.
I was saying that I don't know why, but anytime I think of this game, then the comments of Diego Simeone regarding Ademola Lookman comes to being. Mm-hmm. He said, Lookman, yes, he's a fantastic addition, a wonderful goal scorer, but he needs to add defensive duties to his game. And I was like, this is typical Diego Simeone, El Cholo. He never changes. And it is true of the squad that he has now. I think he's kept them on a leash to an extent that it's confused a lot of the players and the profiles in that team. I saw Alex Baena at Villarreal, and I know to an extent how he can be an effective creative force when used appropriately. But he comes to Atletico, and Simeone wants him to do a similar job like Barrios does. So he brings him on, and Baena has to combine being an offensive threat with also helping show up the midfield. Yeah. It's a tough ask. He's not that profile of a player. And it is a reason, if you look through Baena's record, he has attracted a lot of yellow cards so far this season for silly fouls because he doesn't have that energy to do both roles or play both roles. And he ends up going for cheap fouls that at times have affected him and then his team. So I think Simeone, to some extent, has kept this athletic team on a leash. If he decides to unleash them, let them have a full go, they can be a devastating team to watch. And that is why last week when we spoke about this game, I said it was 50-50. I don't know which athletic team will show up. And truly, the best version of Atleti showed up in the early stages of the game when they took a 2-0 lead. Then the more familiar Atleti we know now showed up afterwards. Then it became 2-2. They made it 3-2. Then it became 3-2. It became 3-3. So I don't know how Atleti do this, but they can be brilliant when they choose to, and they can also self-capitulate when they choose to, like it happened in their last home game against Bordeaux. So I think, yes, Club Brugge have a very bad record or poor record in terms of games against Spanish teams and away from home in the Champions League. But their composition is made up of a group of players who, when they decide to have character and demonstrate it in full in the game against Atleti, it will be difficult. But I think missing out on Ralph Onyedika is a big, big mess for Club Brugge. Onyedika has been a key contributor of this Club Brugge midfield. He is the reason Hans Van Aken has a liberty to play in a very offensive role and help to create for Club Brugge, because Onyedika will do that typical box-to-box. He will help to defend, and then he can also carry and progress the balls. His absence, to me, will be a big mess for Club Brugge, and it will somehow affect their chances against Atletico Madrid. But unlike the Inter game, this is not so straightforward, but I am tipping Atletico Madrid to win with any margin. It could be a slim margin or double figures. then it will help them to qualify to the next stage against Club Brugge. I don't think Brugge have enough in their tank to repeat the performance they did against Atleti in the first leg. I think if Atleti fails to beat Club Brugge and they fail to qualify, it will be one of the biggest shocks recorded during this phase of a competition.
Well, we'll have to see if Diego Simeone will unleash his team tonight. Look, he's got enough attacking talent and he's got enough attacking firepower. Kelvin, with the game locked at 3-3, Simeone would have to, at a point, let go of the break and try and get this tie over the line.
And he has the materials to do it. You know, he has the players to work that magic for him. If you have Ademola Lookman running, you know, left, right, center, Charlotte, Antoine Griezmann, these players are enough. You know, Koke in midfield, Juliano Simeone giving you width and pace. You should be able to exploit the weaknesses in that is the Club Brugge team. Venaken and Tolis are the two players that give lots of problems to in their calmness, their composure, the ability to have that passing that eliminates the blocks that you build. It's just brilliant. And let's not forget Atletico playing at home. Unless Simeone decides to just don't care about the aggregate score. And then once a draw and then he goes to penalties, then fine. But if he really wants to play, he would also be thinking twice, because this is a team who play out of pressure and will open you up at the least opportunity. Like I've said, if you look at this Atletico Madrid defense, it is not a defense that you can really trust. You know, unlike before, the kind of defenders Atletico Madrid will parade. When their attackers are even going forward and they are not returning, you can trust that, yes, by the time the ball gets in there, Miranda or Felipe Luis or whoever is there would have cleared that ball. Gordon, they would have cleared that ball. But now look at the defense. You look at the defense and you're asking questions. Come on, is this Atletico Madrid? You know, and it's quite a problem. Club Brugge will cause a lot of problems. I think if there should be a victory today, it may go to we may see a surprise here. I'm vouching for I'm vouching for Club Brugge from what I've seen.
And you think we could see a surprise?
I'm vouching for Club Brugge. I don't trust Atletico's defense, and that is where the problem is. And the last time, like what I said, if I see Venaken and Tolis and their link-up play with the others, it gives me questions about Atletico team. Koke is not the Koke of years ago. Alex Baena hasn't really given, a statement, play that, yes, I am here, I am in to fill into that space. There are still questions around and about his game. Ademola Lookman, fine. He may be lethal, he may be giving you options up front, but at the rear, that is where the problems are. When Atletico were Atletico, or for all the times they've been Atletico, if it's Fernando Torres up front scoring, defensively they are strong. Midfield-wise, they have very good, the likes of Thiago Mendes and the likes. Very good players. You can't get past them. When it was Fernando Torres, it was Sergio Aguero, even Diego Costa's time. It was quite difficult to get, and even the first time of Antoine Griezmann before he moved in and he made the return, you could just have a very solid defensive unit. But Sporty now it's broken, and I have my worries. Unless they give me that surprise, I think I would vouch for Club Brugge. A double chance for them.
Well, double chance for Club Brugge. Those are Kelvin's predictions for tonight. But it is true. Atletico Madrid, look. It's a very, very thin margin. There practically is no margin. It's 3-3, and as we've said, Atletico may have to risk it. And we've seen the kind of football on the defensive side Atletico have played this season. Over the weekend, they conceded 2 already. Then, against Espanyol, and then we saw them conceding in previous weeks 2 and 3 and stuff. So Diego Simeone tonight, I don't know what kind of balance he will have to strike tonight. Does he unleash the team first, and then when they take their lead, they defend, or defend for now to stop Club Brugge from making it a complicated one, and then later on opening it up to see what they can chase? Questions will have to be asked and questions will have to be answered tonight. The other Champions League games, Bayer Leverkusen take on Olympiacos. Bayer Leverkusen lead 2-0 from the first leg, so I think that they should finish it at the Bayer Arena in Germany. And then Newcastle taking on Karabakh. These are the games they should allow Ramsdale. Ramsdale should be imposed. Then they should bring others, you know. They should let Johan Wissa play and things.
Yeah,
Antonio Elanga
yeah,
and things.
it's a game for Wissa. I mean, he's desperately in search of goals, you know, and I think that
He needs
could be a
goals.
confidence booster for him. He has to get onto the score sheet. Even Voltmar, I think that.
I was reading a rumor that said Newcastle want to sell.
Yeah, he needs to be scoring. He needs a lot of playing time too. You know, he's a very good striker. I think that he needs a lot of support. And in games like this, of course, I'm sure Karabakh have checked out of this. I'm not sure they are coming to England to offer any threat. I'm sure they are just coming on holidays. You know, just get a feel of, you know,
Northern England.
Yeah, Northern England, and then you go back home. You go back home too. They've given a good account of themselves anyway. You know, just progressing out of the group stage into the playoffs. It's good for them. Yeah, they want some good cash as well, and then they go on to continue their game. But I think for Newcastle, it's just a matter of preparing your team for the weekend's game, the weekend's English Premier League game. So it'll be a good run out for them.
Okay. Time check is 9:40. All right, let's proceed with the rest of the show. We'll be wrapping it up in a bit. At the top of the show, I promised that I'll tell you a bit of news concerning the Black Queens. Well, the Black Queens are going to take part in the Pink Ladies Cup in the UAE. They are getting ready for the WAFCON, which will be played, I think, in late March, April, there about. And so Kim Lasbjørkgren has named a squad to go and play in the Pink Ladies Cup in the UAE. Now, the tournament is expected to give the Queens the chance to create some chemistry and all of that ahead of the AFCON in Morocco. So the squad was announced late last week. Let me just go through the squad. Cynthia Fendeb is in there. Afia Menyaku, Rose Bar, Benedict Simon or Simon, Comfort Yeboah, Josephine Bonsu, Anastasia Echan, Portia Boache, Alexandra Emefate. She's in the US, plays for Stanford University. Susan Amedia, Diana Amwakun, Grace Asantoa, Jennifer Kujo, Nancy Amu, Wasima Mohammed, Evelyn Bedu, Chantel Boyholoka, Helen Alomenu, Princess Mafo, Princella Edubia, Alice Kusi, Stella Nyamiche, Sharon Sampson, Doris Boedua, Ajegipina Zakaria, and Abigail Kofi Kim. So those are the players that Kim Lasbjørkgren has named to play in the Pink Ladies Cup in the UAE. It's part of preps for the Black Queens. It's part of preps for the Black Queens as they prepare or as they get ready to play in the Women's AFCON, which will take place in Morocco. So there are 6 new players. There are 6 new players who have been called. Diana Mwakun, Sharon Sampson, Rose Bar, Alexandra Emefate, Ajegipena Zakaria, and Helen Alomenu. So those are the players or the new call-ups. The new call-ups in terms of the Black Queens. Sorry?
Which one is the Sharon Sampson? Which one that tall girl who came the past there was you couldn't control?
Yes.
Peter Crouch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Who invited it? Joker Green.
But he's invited. It doesn't mean that he'll take her. She has to justify.
Which case do you have?
Kevin, you don't remember this girl?
You get case.
They passed the ball to her. She couldn't even run. She couldn't break and pass.
Stage fright.
Maybe nerves. She's gotten better.
Footballer.
It happens.
Did you watch Chris Smalling in his playing days? Anyway, staying with women's football though, the Black Damsels, Ghana's under 15 girls team, they are preparing to take part in the CAF African Schools Championship Finals. This year's edition is in Mozambique between April 2 and April 10, and they are going there to... What are you going to do in Mozambique? And they are going to defend their title. Now, the team has been assembled under the guidance of the GFA and the Ghana Education Service, and the expectation is that they'll go and maybe defend their title, but they should expect stiff competition from other African countries. So those are some bits from women's football. So the Black Queens, they are going to the UAE to play in the Pink Ladies Cup. 6 new players have been called. Kim Lasbergen wants to see what they have got to offer as he prepares the team for the WAFCON. And then you have the Black Damsels, Ghana's under 15 women's team, going to play in Mozambique. It's the CAF Schools Championship, and so they are going to represent Ghana in that particular competition. All right, we are wrapping it up here on the Sporty Breakfast. We'll see if some WhatsApp messages have come in on 054-257-1061. But before I leave, let me give you these announcements. This Sunday, we are back on the road. We are going back to the ANC corner to give you 2 interesting games, Man United versus Crystal Palace, and then you have got Arsenal versus Chelsea in terms of the Premier League. It's a game that has a lot riding on that. It's a game that has a lot riding on that. Arsenal are hoping to pick points to aid their title pursuit. Chelsea are hoping to get something to aid their chase of Champions League football. So it's happening this weekend at the ANC corner. We are there. Join us as we give you those 2 very, very, very important games. Very, very, very important games. 2 very important games. It's another Premier League live viewing party at the ANC corner, East Legon. We are proudly supported by ANC Corner, ANC Mall, 957 Daiquiri Bar, and 957 Daiquiri Bar and Heritage Brewery. We are making sure your Sunday is a wonderful one. We are making sure you enjoy your Sunday. Arsenal v Chelsea, 1st of March, 4 p.m. Join us. Watch it live with us. Sporty FM, we are the voice of sport. Now, if you don't have your Polytank Super Sumo, you are worrying yourself. Go and get your Polytank Super Sumo, because you need it for your home. You need it for your business. And you need it for your project. Because it is your month to save. Get 10% off the premium multiple layer Sumo Super Tank from Polytank. You get to save at least 1,000 Ghana cedis. It's a limited time offer and it's running up until the end of March, which is Ghana month or Heritage month. Be a part of this. Don't miss out. Go on, grab your Polytank and save some money you can use to do other things. Polytank, the original, always the best. Polytank, Papa Nanka Sankasa, and beware of fraudsters. Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. Time check is 9:47. This is where we'll draw the curtains on today's edition of the Sporty Breakfast. Many, many thanks for listening. I did this with Raymond Yamado, Kelvin Owusu-Ansah, and Michael Asari. Boy, do many shouts to all the people who called in. Many shouts to those who sent messages. Many shouts to my production team, Immortal, Abigail, Angela, and Anekia. Many shouts to Fly and Emmanuel Ayamga and my DJ Fidelis. Yes. Keep your dials locked on Sporty FM. We are the voice of sport. We are the voice of sport. Ghana's first and exclusive all sport radio station. We'll catch you later. Remember, there's